Welcome back to the Skald Saga
Do we clap now?
with your hosts,
Kevin Manor!
Jake Carlini!
and Drew Cochran.
Alright.
So we have Yaku, the crime lord rickshaw prince, and Mashru, the steampunk prize fighter.
Yep.
They have both been caught in their respective alternate realities where they used to reside in the great city of Baghdad. And the Mongols essentially fed them into this hell portal, and now they're in this hell land beneath all other worlds, and they're trying to survive.
Oh, you forgot to mention that it's a butthole.
Well, there's buttholes involved. I mean, it's hell.
It
right?
literally is.
So
yeah,
any
it's like fecal matter all over the place.
You specifically said that.
I have written down things that I will cleanse from this world. Feces is on the list.
Boom.
And then orphan things.
Those orphans.
those damn children.
We hate orphans.
So, guys, what happened last session?
Well, what's the guy's name?
Ral Mordek.
Ral Mordek.
We actually figured it out.
Yeah, we figured this out. Yeah. Ral Mordek. We sold our giant robot horse.
No, we made a deal
Oh.
with him, and it will be his
Oh.
upon our
Upon
completion.
yes.
Of
Right,
retrieving
right.
Alfar.
Right, because we need to get to that tower.
I used all the words I could to loop him into a contract.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. He used doesn't
Some
seem to have manipulation.
His
he does.
charisma modifier.
No, that's your. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
He's a non-existent charm on
Yeah,
it.
you used your charisma.
I've got some theatrics.
I've got charisma on here too.
Yeah, totally. So what else happened? You just traded a
Violet
horse?
and Emerald was with us. Like, basically, we met up with him. We saved his life.
Did
and
you,
then-
though?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
And then we brought him into this. Well, then we went through Butthole Portal.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
And then we were in this land, and we're like, hey, what do you know about this place? And he was like, I kind of know some stuff. And then we went into this like hut area where there's like the crystal hanging down.
Totes.
And, like
Stalactites.
there was, yeah. And then
Mites and mites?
yes, tights and mites, and he gave us no warning about this place, but like all of a sudden we're all knocked out, and then not that my character knows this in game, but I'm pretty sure he cursed us.
He also failed to tell us that he had 0 pull. In this
Yeah,
game.
he had. Yeah, he
Everyone
really like.
did. No one
He was
liked
really
him.
holding us back.
Yeah.
Like
Everybody who
Everyone
met
we went
him.
like, why are you hanging out with this
yeah,
guy?
Yeah,
they're like,
right.
They're like, we hate that guy. It's like everyone hated him.
Right, and
I'm
he's bringing
surprised
us
we
down.
didn't kick him out of the party soon.
Like, listen, guy, you can't be in the group. You're
Yeah.
you're screwing us here.
He's
man.
like, I'm looking for my soul, my spirit, my.
He doesn't
I think
know
he
his
lost
name. He
his
didn't know his
sprite.
name or
Yeah.
something.
He's looking for his memories. and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, he's like, I'm looking for stuff, but I don't know what it is. Also, I'm of no help to you.
Right. I got nothing to offer because nobody likes me.
I'm not gonna miss him.
Well, I think we're better off.
Yep.
I think we're way better
I think
off
so, too.
without
Cheers.
that guy.
Cheers to
Yeah,
that.
cheers to that.
Capital gains in the underworld, beneath all others.
All right.
All right. So,
The memories are gone. I forgot to tell you I suck.
you wake up not where you fell asleep. There are several, what one may call bedrolls, lining the caked dung walls of this little hut. I know. You guys just,
This guy is
I'm
shit.
just letting you know what's happening. I'm sorry. It's, just, it's not my fault.
All
right?
I did was make this world.
I know, I'm sorry.
I didn't realize I put so much crap in here.
Literally. Yeah, but background and stuff, right? So, you find that there are these thick, rough, scratchy, almost cotton blankets that are on top of you, and your pillows, as it were. I don't even know if they had pillows back in the day
Hay
in
bales.
the Baghdad, but
Yeah.
it's these carved wooden headrests, essentially. They're very crude, but they're more like cork wood than like hardwood.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, you're able to rouse. You see that there are still these tables as there were before. It's all one room, this whole little hut, but there's a lot inside of it than it would seem when you first entered. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's other people next to you asleep in these same bedrolls. They seem ill-stricken, and some of them have like big battle scars on them. And they're all of these different races. You don't find anybody that looks like Violet and Emerald, however, amongst the bedrolls.
Okay.
And then, basically on the other side of the hut, you see that there are 5 different entities. They're very stocky, with jet black hair, and long beards, and they have these bright gloves on, and they are attending to this figure on a table that is also being watched over in a less hands-on fashion by this woman who you think is the alchemist. She has braided hair of many different colors. She has a very dark complexion with robust features on her face. And you see that her eyes are sort of this milky white. Next to her is this taller figure, the Blue Sorcerer.
Okay. Alright.
As you wake up, Jal, or is it Y'all? It's Y'all. Y'all. Your fairy charge. She says, well, took you long enough.
Okay. Not necessarily paying attention to her yet.
Sure.
Just taking in my surroundings. He's right by me, right next to me, right... Like,
So all of those figures I described are on the other side of the hut. They're
Okay.
within speaking distance, but they're busy, like, doing work, as it were.
Is he right?
Oh, yeah. You're all right next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we, although the bedded people around us seem injured, sick, damaged.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Oh, yeah. Y'all are back at full health.
Okay.
Ooh, sweet.
So you're at full vigor. No wounds.
What does that look like?
So I'm crossing off my wounds that I had.
Yeah. If you had wounds before, they're gone, except for the hole in your heart, mushroom.
No.
It is still there.
Full. But he's not taking damage from that.
No.
He just has this hole.
Yes.
It's like Tony Stark in it, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did I get that hole again?
By falling into the portal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The curse of your father.
Now, with the vigor, that's just like 0?
It's at 5.
It's at 5?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. I'm sorry.
You can spend that as a resource to boost your checks, so you get a second try at whatever circle you're attempting. You can also boost an attack, which means you deal double damage. And then it's also the resource that you lose first when you get attacked. You need a...
Do you have a pencil?
I have a pen. Actually, I do have...
Yeah, I would prefer pencil
Yeah,
myself.
let's do some pencils. I normally have mine, but my backpack is unequipped today.
I'm rereading.
Not equipped properly.
I'm rereading my.
Not all of us have the backpack game of James White, so it's okay.
He does have a sick backpack game.
Strong backpack.
Oh, backpack game is strong with that one.
He's like his own roadie.
I've got a great backpack.
We gotta get him on here
We're probably
sometime.
gonna edit this out of the podcast, but his new song is dope.
Oh yeah, it's excellent.
Did he ever end up doing the
It's very good.
like the electro
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
I really want to
They
find
just
it.
released a music video.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You'll have to link
Alright,
me
what's
that.
my vigor?
Your vigor is 5.
Okay.
Fave.
And then no wounds. Except
0.
for the hole in my heart, but that's written down as a status, not a wound.
And all things are as they should be.
Alright. Would you like to kick this off?
All right, so we're in it now, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't even think that you would wake up. And she kind of looks at you like some kind of oaf.
What?
The fairy yelled.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, the fairy looked at me and said that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just coming to right now.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of groggy, but you feel well rested.
All right, so even though I feel great and I'm well rested, I still spring up because I'm very confused as to where we are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like urgent, and I'm like, yo, shaking this guy.
Yeah.
Awake.
Mhm.
Hey.
And I'm kind of.
What are you making of this?
As you sort of spring up, you see that.
Everyone else is in this room.
Well, yeah, you see everything we described, but then you also notice that from the people who are at the table way far off, that several fairy come near you. They take notice that you're sort of like abruptly moving.
Right.
They say, "Please be calm. Don't do anything silly. We're here. We're friends. The alchemist will be with you shortly." With these sort of gruff voices.
I'm just describing my character. I feel like Mashru is like, this is more of the treatment that he was used to.
Yeah.
On the other side of that portal. Before he came to this wretched place, and like when they come over and they say, "Hey, you're all right. We're friends," he's just gonna be like, and like continue to slowly wake up, like just kind of like
Taking
stretching out. Yeah, he's
Used
like
to be
moving his neck.
He's got some
Yeah,
breathing
just
room.
kind of looking around, like,
Yeah.
All right, yep, hole's still here. Okay.
Not happy about that.
I think more so he's like, yeah, it's not like it.
Right.
You know, metaphorically was this before, now just physically is whatever.
Right.
So yeah, if you want to like take the reins and kind of get us moving.
All right. So I'm a little not convinced that we're super safe.
Do you talk to the fairies that came over, or?
Yeah, I just feel like it's strange that that like we're in this new world still.
Yeah.
And so far there hasn't been anything really trustworthy.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm not really convinced that this is cool.
Yeah.
So
You have the attention of those 3 fairies that came over.
right, I mean, yeah. So I asked them how did we get here? What and how did you get us out of there?
They say, "My sir, you walked through the doors. You came here.
Yeah, but
You're in
We
the
passed
alchemist's
out.
abode."
we passed out or something. How did we? All right, why am I waking up? Did we fall asleep here?
Indeed.
I don't remember any of this.
And then I'm like, wait, how did we fall asleep?
Well, we have several security protocols given to us by our employer.
Yes.
And for this reason, you were put under,
Makes
but
sense.
also we were able to fix you while in our care.
Fix.
Indeed. See yourself over.
I just kind of like, nothing's really wrong with me, and I'm feeling good, and I'm like, well, it only makes sense that you would have security protocols. And I'm gonna get up and just start investigating the area, walking around the hut.
Sure.
I'm gonna take a lap. Taking a lap.
As you sort of get up from that area, the Fays say, the alchemist will come and deal with you. Before then, you must remain here.
I'm gonna point at the person you said.
Yes.
Rita said. That's the alchemist.
Indeed.
Wonderful. I would love to speak with her right away.
She will join you as she can.
Awesome. She can meet me in the middle of the hut as I begin walking that way. Yes?
I love it. Make a performance check.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would be 9 to like 11.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem enthused at your just sort of like grandiose self.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called? Just entitlement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
Mhm.
But like, sir, no. If you proceed in this manner, we will have to put you under again.
But I'll be fine.
Not many offend the alchemist, and do well for themselves.
Yes, I'm not looking to. I'm reading my audience now. And what are your names?
Well, one of the females speaks up. She hasn't spoken yet. There's been the one, but they've kind of followed her.
Yeah.
My name is Carol, and then this
Carol.
is Bella, and then the third, who you have been speaking to, my name is Goran. What is your name, that we may write it down?
I am Mashru.
Mashru.
This is Yaku.
You are wanderers.
And this is Yal.
Indeed, we know her.
Oh, you guys know each other.
Yes.
Great. Yal, can you please tell them that I mean no threat to anyone here and that I would just like to go speak with the alchemist literally right over there.
Oh, we've spoken, she says, in her usual sarcastic.
Wonderful.
I'd like to use some manipulation here.
Do it up, yeah.
So I step in.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. We don't mean to be a problem here. It's just we really need answers, and if you wouldn't mind, my friend here really needs to speak with the alchemist.
Sure. Before she is available, we may be of service to you. Before we may help you, we must know your names, and you are both wanderers. From where have you come? And he produces in his hands, sort of out of nothing, this very, very small scroll and this feather-tipped pen. And he's sort of like waiting for you to speak.
Oh, we need to give him our insurance information.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah, this is a proper hospital.
Yeah.
Security measures they put you under as you come through the door. Yeah. It's a localized anesthetic.
They don't ask what's wrong.
No,
They just
they're just like-
figure it out.
You're done. We have already given our names. Yes.
Oh, no. Your true names.
Mushroom.
Yaku.
They sort of, the click, right? They do that. They turn inwards. They start to discuss for a second. All right, fine. Mushroom. And what are you, Mushroom?
I'm a prize fighter. Is that not obvious?
Prize fighter.
Yes.
What is this, vestment? And he points to your golden arm.
Why, this is my arm. It's my arm. It's been my arm. I came through with this arm.
Okay. And then he sort of like signals for his attendants, Bella and Carol.
Yeah.
And
Carol.
they sort of swoop around and sort of double helix fly around your arm as
they're doing that, I'm like kind of moving some of the gears,
Yeah.
and pistons, and just kind of like, yeah, you see what's going on here.
And they sort of understand. You are of what sort of family, race, tribe? How would you identify yourself, Mashru?
I think Mashru realizing that, like, not only do they not understand what we are, but they don't understand, like, what this is or where we're from. This is the first time that kind of the script has been flipped a little bit, so to speak, where, like, before I was confused at the world, but recognizing that the world now has this reciprocal confusion back at us.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go, well, I am a king, so to speak.
A king.
Yes. And I reigned over a large circle of beings on another plane of existence. And these beings would witness my great triumphs using this arm to conquer other beings.
I see. First,
And I'm kind of like, looking at Yaku like,
And I'm like semi rolling my eyes because I still don't know. We still don't know each other.
yeah,
And from where I'm from, he's just a loser. So
gotcha.
you know, so I'm just like, oh god, this guy.
So give me a performance check again.
Yeah, cool. 14.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's writing down on his scroll and he says, "Okay, King, I see. What is the name of the land over which you
Baghdad.
rule?" Baghdad.
Yes.
Baghdad of
Earth.
Earth. Okay,
Terra.
I was just gonna say
that'll be fine, Sir Mushroom. We will take care of you. You, sir.
I'm Yaku.
Yaku.
I'm from Baghdad.
You are from Baghdad.
Earth.
Earth. What are you?
I'm man.
A man.
A human man.
Okay.
Have you never seen humans before?
He speaks the truth.
We follow protocols given to us by our employer.
Mm.
This is a thing that we must do for all who enter our care.
Okay, I kind of give him a nibble. Tell him what you do.
Well, see what I do in my land.
No.
Yeah.
Tell him what you do.
I carry people around in a rickshaw.
Rickshaw.
Yeah. It's like a wagon
Ah,
that I pull people in.
you are a common servant,
Sure.
following a king.
Yes.
And you both come from the same Baghdad.
Yes.
I see. What questions do you have for us?
Wait, hold on. Pause real quick. Wait, in your Baghdad, aren't you like a crime lord though?
He's both. They're both.
Yeah, both. I'm like,
He might be fleecing them right now. You don't know.
yeah, dude.
Okay.
My intuition
You don't play
is
the
telling
hand.
me that I am. That this isn't. I don't know. I want to give him too much information.
Okay, all right.
We still don't know. We're trying to.
All right.
I don't want these people to know that we're like,
Mm.
you know, of value. So I'm like kind of mad that you're giving them all like juice. You know.
Yeah. All right. Hey, tell him what else you do.
As he says that,
That's
the
it.
main sprite, he sends one of his attendants back to the table, and he sort of whispers to her, and she goes away. He continues writing down basically every word you say.
Yeah. While that's happening, I take that moment, like, I assume this takes a few seconds. Mashru is, like, giving a soliloquy explanation, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
Kind of, like, stepping forward and explaining all of his Baghdad in full detail.
Sure. Steampunk.
Including, he says, you know, someone was attempting to usurp him from his throne,
Mhm.
and it was a witch, and then I kind of, like...
Right. Like right.
A witch apparently back from the dead.
I killed that witch.
And she had a servant, and he could, like, teleport or something, and...
Awesome. So now in character, is this the first time where you both at once, while you're both cognizant, start to realize that you're from alternate Bagdads?
Well, here's
is
what
this where
here's
it's
what I'm doing.
clicking?
I'm starting
As
to piece
I'm
this together.
as I'm explaining it like you're still Yaku, because you don't look different from
I'm
my
piecing it
Yaku.
together right now.
I look
He's
different.
giving me-
Yeah. So I'm explaining it. I'm like, and you know, she was trying to kill me. I was sending my servant to kill her. Like,
I'm
He's writing this down. He's like, as you do.
yeah. I'm like, see,
Right, yeah.
Mm.
Because he's given all the detail right now. I'm starting to piece this together. Like, okay, clearly from that, I don't remember if it was our fairy person here. What's their name again?
Y'all.
I don't know. Was it y'all who implied that there were alternate dimensions, or was that someone else?
I cannot recall.
In the last sessions, I think somebody
You know-
implied that there were alternate worlds, and I'm picking up on that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
someone did imply
Yeah.
that last session. And once again, you were kind of like, wait, what if... And I was like, no.
Yeah, right. So now...
What are you
So
talking
now
about?
that you're giving me all this info,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I got it.
Not only that, I'm describing a completely because the Baghdad that I'm from is so yours is like proper Baghdad, like Aladdin, you
Right.
know, Jafar type stuff.
Right.
Mine is
Palaces
and you know, and I'm describing. I'm like, and the many gears that turn the city. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and you're like, gears, like.
And the other thing is, I don't think that the story you're telling right now is any different, more or less, from the story you've been telling Yaku about your world.
Yeah. Oh
Since-
yeah. Yeah, and not only that, I taught the Mongol invasion is completely different because for mine, I'm also talking about the same Colosseum that you were about to be executed in, but in mine, I'm like, and here I get into like the soliloquy. I'm like, and I was facing off against this witch, and you know, and then the Mongols came and invaded.
Totally.
And you're kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah. Right. Very confused as to what world you're living in, but now it's clicking to me
Boom.
that we are of different worlds.
So as you finish your tale of steampunk Baghdad,
Clenching my fist and going, and I have vowed that I will return and vanquish her.
we're gonna give you ardor for that.
Ooh,
So
what's that?
you get ardor for the scene. It is a status where you can spend it. It's almost like a mini Fate's Favor to get one free boost on any of your checks.
Okay, great.
It fades at the end of the scene.
Great.
But as you finish that recanting of your, story, he sort of takes it in, not disbelieving you, not potentially completely believing you.
Yeah.
But he does sort of lean in and say, "Sir, in this realm, one would not quickly divulge their regal lineage for your safety."
Thank you.
Indeed.
I will royally take that into consideration.
And then you can hear her rolling her eyes. They almost pop out of her head. Yeah.
They roll so far back that they're like coming back around.
Yeah. So the scribe sprite turns again and he says, "All right, gentlemen, we have several moments before the alchemist arrives. How may I help you? What questions are upon your mind?"
What can you tell us about the different worlds, the different entry points?
There are many of them. The portal to your Earth is the most common. But there are many different planes. We have many different people, as you can see. He points to the bedrolls. And you can see there's it's like a Star Trek cast over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, "These are the eyes of jealousy, and they lead in. But once you enter, you can never leave. For the fair king has made his decree that the fair lands are cut off."
I'm sorry. Hold on. We can leave?
No,
Never.
never.
We're stuck here.
It is not the most
In
unfortunate.
Dung World.
The threefold realm, yes.
If there's a way for us to get
Threefold
here,
realm.
then there must be
Yeah,
a
of
way for
course.
us to get back.
"'Tis the plight of the wanderers," he sort of dismisses.
My true. I think they're full of it because they don't know what we are, yet they say that the portal to our Earth is the most common, and yet they've never seen us before. They've never seen a human before, and I'm not convinced that there is no way back. If there's a very common way for us to get here,
I mean,
then there must be a
it
common
only
way to
makes
get
sense.
back.
Yeah.
All right.
Apparently, there's some king guy who
Crack
says
it.
we can't.
Crack our knuckles and let's get some answers.
Yeah.
Yes, gentlemen.
Who is this fair king that you speak of?
You do remember your third companion?
Who?
Violet Emerald.
Oh.
Do you see him before
hey,
you go?
yeah. Where is he?
Yeah.
No.
Where is our friend?
He was a fugitive.
Oh,
That's why nobody liked him.
He was
do
a
I notice
servant.
anything about the body on the table across the room? As we're talking about this, now that
It's
you
not
mentioned
Violet
it?
and Emerald
Okay.
that is being worked on currently.
Okay.
You see, this man was a servant of the Fair King. And we live in a very unique pocket of the world without skies. And we wish to protect it at all costs.
Very nice of you to call a colon a pocket, but
You take what you can get, right? But indeed, fertility is a blessed place. And you both brought one who could very easily undo what we've so strived to build here.
Please explain that a little more.
Where did you come from?
What was the peril that was brought about by, I can't even remember his name, but, you know, the elf lizard thing?
Your friend was a sorcerer.
Not a friend. We just met him.
yeah, that guy sucked.
A sorcerer of the Fair King himself. An envoy, an eye. And
What is the name of this fair king?
my wandering friends, the true name of a regal entity is a dire thing to possess. For your safety and continued existence, I would advise you to never try and learn.
But you know it.
No,
Oh. Okay. No, fine.
even a syllable.
So, like, this guy's basically Voldemort. Like, no one speaks his name.
Indeed, he has been given his own crown, and with this, he controls the eyes to the Fairlands.
And who do you recognize as the sort of reigning entity over this land, if you do not recognize such a fair king as your leader?
My only leader is the alchemist herself, but she who resides in sovereignty over fertility is Lady Opal of the Tower.
Yes. We need to go there.
Is there any way we can slip this lady a 20 and, you know,
It's
like...
a dude. It's
Or
a
just-
dude, right?
These are all dudes?
No, the one you're talking to is a dude.
Oh,
The other
okay.
two are
This one's
All right,
females.
we gotta slip this from Molly. We gotta slip this Molly make a deal with this person because they're not giving us what we want.
Yeah.
We need a. So
Yeah, do that.
can I do a bartering thing? Can I try to make a
Yeah.
deal with this person?
Talk to me,
Alright.
and then we'll figure
Alright.
out the role needed.
I have many things of value on me. Is there any way we can make a deal so we can see this alchemist very soon?
Well, she will not be disturbed by urgency, such as the necessity of her acuity. But you are in a state of debt currently, so we can negotiate this.
Sorry. Debt.
Indeed.
A state of debt.
Oh, dude, we're in a hospital.
What do we... I'm sorry.
We have
What
fixed
debt?
you. The alchemist will will explain this to you herself.
This is the part where we get hit with that hospital bill. That's what they're doing. Right
The
now.
sprite that he sent away comes back to him, whispers in his ear some, stuff, and then he says, conveniently for the both of you, she is soon available, and she
So
desires
now-
to speak with you.
Wonderful. I'm just, at this point, the alchemist is still over there.
Yeah,
Cool.
you see that the stocky attendants are sort of like carrying the body that was there off of the table.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start walking over to her.
Okay.
Because these sprites, they're like, oh, she'll soon speak to you. It's like, she's right there. And I'm just gonna go, yeah, okay, thank you, wonderful.
You see that she is putting her hands in this bowl of liquid, and then she sort of
Shakes him out.
shakes them off,
Yeah, she's cleaning.
and she then covers her eyes and her face with the same liquid and the residue that remains. And she sees you approaching her, unafraid, and the sprites, they just kind of back off. And she says, "Heroes of the realm, you have awakened."
I'm sorry. Hold on. Heroes of the realm?
Surely. She sort of looks on you. She sort of stares you down, gives you the full, what is it? Yeah. And she's like, well, obviously, with the golden arm and the poison.
Whatever I got
Yeah.
with me. The dagger.
Indeed. Also next to her, you see that there is the blue sorcerer standing there.
Now, that guy, totally, first podcast, kicked my butt.
Yeah.
We see him again right before I get knocked out. I'm kind of just not paying him attention
Sure.
at this point. Yeah.
He's got that hand horse.
The hand horse. Yeah.
Is he on it right now?
No.
Yeah, is the hand horse parked outside?
No.
Oh,
You've not seen any creature
He must.
as you approached it.
Heroes of the realm? Yes? Alright. I've been told that we are in debt to someone.
if we're heroes, then why should we be
Yeah,
in
what-
debt?
Colloquialisms, my friends. You see, we run a tight ship here. We are very happy to help whoever comes our way. But I have my own vested interests, and my abilities are, as you can see, valuable. You may...
So valuable that you couldn't completely fix me. I see.
We have looked over the...
Because where I come from, when you fix someone, do you also make sure that they don't have any holes through their body?
Surely.
You still got a hole in your body. Why's my friend got
I
a
mean,
hole in his body?
Can you call this fixed?
Make a performance for me.
I'm going to guess 20 through 3.
Okay. Yes, my friend. Our abilities are not, as you can see, complete. But as you will wander through this realm, you will find that there is no finer hospital than my own abode. We wish to begin a relationship with you, as my primary vocation is not doctoring. If you find yourself in need of us again, then I will require that upon your return, you bring to me certain ingredients that I may use. And then I will help you again, and we may form a working relationship.
I may have some ingredients.
Surely, I've seen your vials of venoms and your spices. The cumin is quite tasty.
You're dipping into my cumin?
I did not partake, no,
Okay.
but we have seen what you do carry.
Is any of this of value to you?
I wouldn't take any of your cumin, but if you do wish to give some, it would be taken as a gesture towards our budding relationship.
What do you think, Mushroom?
Best to start relationships off on the best foot possible. But if you feel that you can part with a reasonable amount of this cumin, then please, by all means.
I think it would be wise of me to give you some of my cumin because, you know, we appreciate you healing us up, even though you left my friend with a hole in his chest.
Not completely fixed. I don't know why they would claim that I'm fixed.
We can only do what we can. Understand?
Yes, and us as well.
I do have some questions for you before we permit you to leave our facility. Did you know who your third companion was?
The
Violet and Emerald?
Indeed, the Atheling.
was that his name?
Yes.
Oh,
You said he was a fugitive?
He was a very dangerous person of interest, yes.
He had lost all of his memories.
Oh. I suppose that does make sense.
Something must have happened to him. He didn't seem to know who he was at all.
And then she sort of turns to y'all to sort of confirm the story with her, and she's kind of nods, so you assume that they've been talking while you've been under. So then she asks, how long have the both of you been within the threefold realm? Can you recant to me
less than
The
a
time.
day.
a day? Okay.
Perhaps a day.
Perhaps a day. I don't know how long we've been
Have
asleep here.
Have you been able to take notice of the different orchestras that have been echoing throughout the hollows in your travels?
No.
You've not heard the music?
No.
In any fashion?
What music are you speaking of?
You have heard.
Yes.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
So here, as you can tell, we try to simulate day and night with our very good friend, the star that resides here, the dancer. But outside of this realm, this small pocket, as we've called it, music is the only sturdiest measure by which we can apportion time. And you will find that if you pay keen enough attention, that there will be different processions of orchestras, as we've called them, and this is how you may apportion time.
So like a clock.
Indeed, one would say so.
Different songs play, different chimes.
It is not a perfect clock, but it is, as I've said before, it's the best that we have. So the alchemist turns to you again, and she asks, you came from Awful Pass, yes? Where it's, sort of like a colon?
Yes. We were there.
Okay.
Well,
So,
that was the yes.
Yeah, there were these 3 giant creatures there.
And a bunch of orphans.
Ugh.
the orphans.
Bunch of little squishy people.
Yes, how might one go about, say, killing one of them?
Yeah, how do they die?
They are a tricky bunch.
Blades are not effective on them.
Yes. I would advise in your travelings to simply whisk them aside. If you feed them, they will become very enamored to you, but they are not very utile, as you can see. So what is your aim? Do you wish to remain here? I can give you good work. I can help you find a way to thrive. You seem to be capable
I was
men.
separated from my familiar.
You're familiar.
I had a mouse.
Yes.
Alfar. dear friend of mine. He is, in fact, a part of me, and I am a part of him.
As one is with their familiar.
He's an extension of myself, and we were separated in the Colon land.
Awful pass.
Awful pass. We were separated, and I need him back. And then we do not wish to stay here. We wish to go home.
My friends, you are valiant, but I would advise to abandon that dream. Your familiar may be recovered, but here we are, and here we shall remain.
We need Elfar.
I'm gonna kind of turn away.
Yeah.
A moment with my friend, if I may.
Yeah.
This is just us talking now. I'm like, all right. I need to get you your companion.
Yes.
We need to do that.
Yes.
If we're not leaving here, let's do what we've done before. We were a 1-2 combo. I was here, you were here.
I like how you're slightly below there.
Yeah, I put one hand here and like you're like right.
Just like an
You
inch
see that?
lower.
Do you see how great?
See how close you almost were? Yeah. All right. Yeah. See, here's the thing you don't understand, Mushroom, is that I figured it out. We are not of the same world. Think about it.
Good one. All
Think
right.
about it.
Yeah. No.
I don't know how
Yeah,
you got this
Think
arm.
about it. Yeah.
You
You're the
don't
thing.
think that I killed Mesriel.
You're the brains. I'm the brawn.
Right.
You think about it. All right.
I'm
Can
I
that be a
thought
thing?
about
Can
it.
that be a thing?
Right, yeah.
Hey, think about it.
You think about it. Right. Nice. I like it. No, seriously, listen to me. They said that there was we were told that there were multiple doorways and there were multiple versions of our world. I think that it's possible that you and I are from different versions of our Earth.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know how you got this arm. You think I didn't kill Mesriel. You think that I worked for you, which I didn't. I've never worked for you in my life.
Well, I mean, for all I know, that guy Violet and Emerald lizard thing, whatever, lost his memories.
I didn't lose
Maybe
my
yours
I
got
have
messed
all,
up.
I have all my
Maybe
memories.
they just got messed up. I don't know.
Perhaps yours were messed up.
Not possible.
I'm telling you, we are of different places.
All right, but I bet maybe this alchemist can figure this out. And I turn back and I go,
We need to speak
hey,
to the alchemist.
my friend here thinks that we're from different Earths. Can you tell him that there's like one Earth and that we're from it? And
You're about to get checked here.
He is correct.
boom!
In your face!
Do you say that?
No, what I actually do is I look at you and I give you a smirk like, yeah, I thought about it.
Wait, did you two know
You said it
each
yourself.
other
I
in
was
the world
brains.
before?
He is correct.
Having
that-
come from obviously different planes? I thought it was
He
us.
speaks of a land of machines.
Indeed, there are several.
The most complex machine I've ever seen is a dumbwaiter.
They are very useful.
Yes, but they don't make the land go around. They don't spin the towers. They don't create energy. They don't make sunlight in a room with no sun.
Yes, you are from two different worlds that occupy the same space.
From
This
what
is
I
common.
understand, I'm from a simpler
Okay.
place.
1 second. May I talk to my companion again?
By all means.
All right, cool. I think we're from two different worlds.
That's great.
I bury my face. I literally face palm myself, nose into the brain, killing myself. I'm out.
Hear me out. You're supposed to be my best friend, compatriot, subordinate, all those things. You obviously come from a world where that is not the case.
You're a jackass. You're mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
You are much different than you are much different here than you are in the world that I know you from.
If I may interject,
But
Yes.
what did you know him as? This is an interesting tale. It is very rare that two would come through and know each other, having been from different planes of the same. Are you writing this down? And she turns to the scribe sprite that you were talking to before, and he summons his scroll again. He's quickly says like, "Yes, madam," as if he just got caught with his pants down.
right.
Yeah.
In my world, you are nothing but a punk. A bully.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing to offer society. You have nothing to offer anyone. You're just a mean person. A thug.
I'm just making like a pained face, like,
If I didn't have this arm, he'd be totally right.
and then I kind of like, I like nod and I go, well, obviously that's because that isn't the real me. That's not the proper me. That's
That's a different you.
yep, but not.
What exactly do I do for you in your world?
You transport people to and from the fights.
I do that.
You poison people.
I've done that.
Mm-hmm. See?
But not for you.
But
For Jakan.
and you, who's Jakan?
I don't think you would know.
No.
Yeah, Jakan's not.
Like, who's Jakan?
There is a Jakan in
There
this
is a
world,
Jakan,
but
yeah.
it's not as important.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
You sometimes poison people. You poison people and you transport them to fights. Yeah. And,
So I fix some
and
matches so don't
you
lose?
live a lavish. No, I didn't say that. And you live a lavish lifestyle because of me, and
That's
that's it. And it's a great system. We had a great thing going.
that is similar to what I used to do,
Mhm.
but not for you. Not quite the same. I
Mm.
used to deal with pimp. You know, I worked for a pimp.
Ha ha
Yes.
ha ha ha.
Yep, and I transported people to,
Wonderful.
well, you know.
Yeah.
I don't need to go and dive into that
No,
any
you
farther.
do not.
I think you understand
I
what I used to do.
completely
But
understand.
But you seem to think that I didn't kill Mazriel.
Because she created this hole in my chest.
Yeah, see, I killed, in my world, I killed Mazriel a long time ago.
Mm. Well,
Israel was how you and Alfar.
That's how I was bound to Alfar. She, see, what happened is, I don't need to dive into details, but she turned me into a mouse, and I killed her, separating myself from the mouse,
Gentlemen,
breaking the curse.
if, yes. I like the both of you.
mm-hmm.
My time is very valuable. Thank you for
Do you
this
need more-
experience.
do you need more cumin?
Thank you for bringing Violet Emerald to us that we may dispatch him quickly.
Oh, dispatch.
Yes, we have disassembled him. Was it not made clear that he was an enemy of our feeble state?
Define disassembled.
I believe he means they took him apart.
I think so too.
You hear this voice sort of erupt in your brain, and it says, "He's dead."
Whoa. Yep. That's exactly what I thought. All right.
And as that happens, you see the alchemist sort of turn to the blue sorcerer, and she says, "Quiet now, love. No need to become rash.
Who is that?
This is my closest associate."
We saw him in the awful past, yes? Did we see you there?
The voice erupts in your head again. Says, "I know not."
You know not. You were on a giant hand-winged horse thing, and you used magic very similar to the magic that you have used here.
Perhaps.
There's no perhaps about it. This is of certainty. I witnessed it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
You damn near killed me.
Yeah.
And what of it?
Well, as I adjust myself, realizing...
Also, as you do that, the alchemist says, "Dear, go attend to something else. We'll talk later."
So, let me get this straight. Your love...
I
What
would
is his name?
call it that.
That's what you just called him. Love.
This is
Dear.
Ralovrad.
Ralavrad. Okay, so Ralavrad. He injures me. I show up here. You fix me. And then you tell me that I have a debt to you. I know how this system works.
My
I've
friend,
seen this done before. Are we being swindled?
We are being swindled. Seems to
Are
me.
we
She
being
throws
swindled?
up her hands, and she says, "My friends know. This is simply how it works. Ralovrad is an agent of his own doing. He comes and goes. He helps me out very much. I am not beholden to his actions. I am simply here to try and find an elixir that I've dreamt about since I was a young girl, and preserve what beauty I can. I find you both beautiful. We can help each other." Yes?
What is this elixir?
Well, back from where I came, there were 3 different colors that were very sacred. Purple, green, and yellow. And these 3 colors came from the blood of 3 different gods. And it was said that if one were to procure the baser elements from which these colors sprout forth from during the great beginning, they could achieve immortality. Here, immortality is simply normal, but I still wish to find that which made the colors bloom. There are many mysteries, both in this world and from where I've come. But, gentlemen, as I've said before, my time is valuable.
Yes, as is ours. And we must be on our way soon. However, 2 more questions.
Speak.
1. What do you know of Lady Opal?
Lady Opal is, as some would say, the ruler of fertility. She is its protector, let us say. You did see the tower in the forest, yes? Yes. This is where she resides. Right now, she's in a bit of an altercation with one of her sisters.
Who goes by the name of?
Ambelina.
Dear Amberly.
Has anyone informed you? They have come from your own plane, and they have upset the natural order of the fathers. And, well, they're a very peculiar bunch. Many of the natives, they do not care for them. And you see y'all, she kind of, like, nods her head, like, fucking hate witches, you know? But they're not wholly unkind.
Who is the third witch?
There are many witches.
Oh.
Here in these wilder lands, outside of the scope of the Father's reach, witches have been able to find a less quarrelsome existence. Here, Lady Opal rules over fertility, and she's done quite a good job. She is where your Alfar has gone. If you have described him correctly to me, he is one of her many servants, in truth.
It seems like she steals people for her to be her servants. Because
She's a very old one.
So surely he is a servant against his own wishes.
right
Yes, this Alpha.
when we got
This
here,
mouse.
yes, Alfar did not have a gem on his head,
Mm-hmm.
and then when we entered this realm, he had a purple stone on his forehead.
I assure you that if he was drawn to her, that he came from her.
One last question. What do you know of this tree of trade? And perhaps of a being named Raul Mordek?
Oh, Raul Mordek, he's come and we've had several exchanges. I obviously know him well. He's a good man. Indeed, by y'all speaking to me about the lot of you and his, relationship with me, we were able to expedite your care. The Tree of Trade is a good place. It's quite loud. It is far away from here. But you can find much there. I'm sure you have bazaars in your own Baghdad.
Yes, we do.
Quite bizarre. Bazaars.
Bizarre. Well, the Tree of Trade is indeed one bizarre bazaar. It is a long road to get there.
I want to help my friend
Indeed.
to procure his companion, his familiar. Is there any route you might suggest in making that easier?
As I've said, I enjoy the both of you. I wish that we would be able to work together for each other. Here's what I can do. I will write her a letter, and then you may go forth to her, claiming to be sent from me, as this is the truth, delivering this letter, and then, indeed, this can be the service you render to me for this care. Then when you come back, bring your Alfar. We'll discern the truth behind his form, and we will move forward from there. How does this sound?
This sounds wonderful. I'm feeling a bit, and I gesture at kind of like the bare chest and the pants, unequipped for such a journey.
It's simply over there.
Certainly. Perhaps, will we be facing any form of battle?
Well, Ambelina has been assaulting the abode of Lady Opal.
Oh, you
Quite
don't
often.
say.
Yeah, yes, but in the forest below, it is a different sort of warfare than perhaps you're used to.
What kind of warfare?
It is uncanny.
Mm.
It is evasive. The trees themselves, they can be abruptly offended,
Mm-hmm.
and it is unwise to do so.
Mm-hmm. Now, we did see a bridge that goes over that forest.
Oh yes, the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Many people walk its path so that they might go from Weled to the Twin City,
Mm-hmm.
but not much else is there. I believe the seer dwells there currently. There you'll find sort of a coalition between the trees, but they don't seem to like each other in this age. It is best to let them stay as bystanders, let them sleep, and don't cause too much of a ruckus. And then she turns to you, Yaku. Sir, you have a familiar. What forms of magic do you employ?
With my familiar?
Indeed,
Or-
you must be a magician.
Not quite a magician, but me and my familiar can communicate. I can control him to do whatever I want.
Indeed. Let me know if you've ever any need for tutelage in different crafts. I may be able to assist you.
What
You
I
will find it
really-
very utilitous during your stay in the Threefold Realm. Anyways, gentlemen,
How long does this tutelage take?
well, it depends. As is anything else, you've learned your letters.
Yes.
How long did it
quickly
take
do you
you?
think my friend Yaku might learn some form of magic?
I'm sorry, say again.
How quickly do you think my friend Yaku might learn some form of magic?
Well, it depends. It is a skill as any other.
What kind of magic do you offer?
I could teach you some simple alchemy. Also, invocation is ubiquitous through the Under Hollows. Even with invocation, you may be able to summon Alfar to your side, perhaps. But
What kind of price comes with the alchemy?
you deliver my letter to Lady Opal. If you can then bring me. She sort of laughs for a second and then sort of recomposes herself. The childer fruit of the white barks. Then I will teach you any spell you wish to learn. But it will require perhaps a good amount of time.
Okay, well,
However,
I will think about that on my travels, but is there anywhere a man of my stature could get some armor or perhaps a weapon that's a little more effective than a dagger?
as you start to speak to her, several different sprites come from the other side of the room, and they begin to tell her, "Madam, you're needed. We have a situation." And she says, "Oh, my friends, talk to my associate. He'll help you. I must leave. Feel free to return once you've delivered the letter. My sprite will draft it for you. I will sign it. If you bring back the fruit, then we can talk about this further. Thank you, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure." She offers both of her hands in this crisscrossed fashion. in this weird gesture that you've never done before, and then you do one of those, and then she sort of briskly walks away, and as she does so, she almost glides across the floor as if her feet aren't even touching the ground.
Sick.
What's left before you is the blue sorcerer himself. What have you need of? His voice erupts in your mind.
I need armor, and I need some tools.
Follow me.
I would also appreciate to be outfitted.
Yes, we all want the world. And then he sort of leads you to this thing. You see, actually, as you look at him, he has these very large almond-shaped eyes. They're sort of this diagonal angle. They're pure black. He doesn't have a nose, but he has like an indentation, sort of like a Spider-Man mask, you know? And he does have a mouth with large lips, almost frog-like, very pronounced chin. And like the hood covers the rest of his face, but it sort of curves up in this sort of almost xenomorph-like shape at the back of his head. And his skin is very green, glistening. He brings you to this sort of like mishmash pile of stuff. And inside of it, he sort of pokes around, and you see that there's like some pretty cool stuff in there. Like you see that there's a coat of chainmail, several spears, some glaive type thing, and underneath it all, he gives Yuyiku this simple spear, and then he hands you this shield, and then
I'd appreciate a glaive.
yes, we would all like these things. He picks up this weird like double-sided knife thing that has like sickles on either end, and he just sort of tosses it at you.
Oh, wow.
There. Be gone.
Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but may I have an exchange for these? A crossbow with some rope.
I said be gone, and he whisks you out.
Damn, I need to exchange this shit somewhere. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
This guy's rude.
And as he whisks us out of there, I say to y'all, like, is everyone here just equally unpleasant and unhelpful?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, the alchemist seems to like you.
Fair.
But what does that get us?
Y'all, where do you think would be the best route to get to Lady Opal? Should we take the bridge or the forest?
The bridge doesn't lead there.
Okay. Forest it is.
Indeed.
We should begin now.
I would say so.
Is there anything that we should be aware of before we just wander into the forest?
I'll help you. Don't worry about it. Just
I look at you and I say, I think we're good.
Okay.
so for Yuyiku, write down that you have a spear and a shield. Your armor becomes 2 as you wield the shield. You also gain 1 reaction. So you'll write 3 plus shield. So
Where is
you'll
this?
like draw a little shield next to that. And then what wearing a shield allows you to do is take the parry action in combat, even though you're not trained in warfare. So what that does is you can spend a reaction to make an incoming attack an epic check, so they have to go twice to hit you. And then the spear makes it so your damage is still 3, but now it has a longer reach. And you have a reach weapon, which means that if you start combat with a weapon that is among the longest reach, you start the combat with advantage.
Okay.
Which is a good thing. For you, Mashru, you now have this blade. If you wielded it, it would deal less damage than your arm already does.
Mhm.
So if you attack with this blade, it would be your damage would be 3, and then you would have 1 extra reaction because it's a light weapon per round.
Okay.
Hey, Drew here. Thank you so much for joining us on the Skald Saga. If you enjoy our content, the best way to support the show for free is by sharing it with your friends who love tabletop. Another great way you can support us is by leaving a review on your favorite podcasting platform. If you want to find more of our content, or buy any of our books, the Portal to Truth is linked in the description. It's your one-stop shop for all things Epic of Dreams. Also, be on the lookout for our newest podcast series, Dungeon Sages. Featuring the heft of singers and several guest stars, the Dungeon Sages will be offering sage advice for the new DM in your life. The sages are in. Now, back to the action. So as you leave the alchemist's abode, you sort of feel this sensation wash over each of your bodies that as you walk away from it, it's almost like somebody turned off the lights in your soul, and before you felt a bit more elated, a bit more comfortable, but as you return to the outside, you start to feel perhaps a little less confident, a little less
Normal.
a little less sure, right? And as you do so, you actually see that you purvey the forest. Y'all says, we have to go back to the path near the gate, essentially, so you have to walk around. But you see that there is this smoke billowing out from the other bony side that is sort of opposite you on this awning that's above the forest valley as it goes down where the trees are. This smoke, it's billowing forth, and it's not just billowing and covering the middle of the air, but it is actively moving as if it is a tendril, like a finger, and is going spiraling down towards the tower. And you see in front of it there is this angelic figure with several beasts following her through the air down to it, and they're moving fast.
Wonderful. I'm gonna say, I think that looks like a caravan that we might be able to follow.
It's very far off.
Yeah. We should catch up to them.
Yes, I agree, but I think we should keep our distance.
Sure.
At least until we understand what it is.
But we will need to, of course, catch up first.
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
All right.
I start jaunting off after that, like just kind of.
And I am just right behind.
All right.
So yeah, you all traverse, sort of, you make your way back to the awful pass where the Green Stars people are sort of guarding the gate. And the reason why you do so is because during that section of this alabaster awning that surrounds the forest, there is this path of this caked, shit that leads down into it from the gate, and you see
I'm shaking my head.
that there are like these masses of different barbaric figures in weird forms that are walking against you. You're sort of going against the current. And as you do so, Y'all says, yeah, we should probably actually stay away from that smoke. That is her sister. It's probably not the best idea.
Whose sister?
Lady Opal's.
Lady Opal, yes. We should...
Ambelina?
Indeed, we should perhaps stay near White Lake until they finish their feuding, and then we can go in. It'll be nice, I think. I mean,
Well, then, to Lady Opal.
Yeah.
Through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go.
Indeed. And then you sort of traverse against the current again, down through the shit creek, and you've entered the forest.
Okay.
You see that where you are.
Is there any way I can jump the shit creek?
No, it's like it's not actually a creek. It's just a path.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not very slippery, but you sort of go down. It's almost like the altitude, the curve of it, sort of starts off pretty fine, but then it starts to taper down, and then after that, it's sort of this mound of soggy shit, and you have to jump onto it. When you see a bunch of other people doing so, but you notice that there are very few people who are among the travelers that go into the forest that are as brutish and obviously strong than those who are traveling across the paths on the white awnings to the different places. They're sort of going around, but then these meeker beings, on average, are going down into the forest with you. And then you're able to walk off of the mound. You're able to look around. You see that to your right, there are these fir trees, these different coniferous trees. They're very green. Several of them have more orangish hues. You see many pine cones on the ground. And then as you look to your left, you see that there are these very tall, white-barked trees, similar to sequoias. You notice that in the distance you do hear these orchestras that the alchemist tells you about, and it's game time, right? Y'all points to you and says, "This way," and you sort of follow her.
I will. Yeah, easily.
Through the deep shade of the evergreens, and you notice, you look above, and the smoke that was once just a tendril is now sort of leaking out in many different directions, and it's sort of this hazy fog, this dark char sort of litters the sky above you, and where you were once in the presence of many different sojourners. Some of them have been following the same direction you have. They haven't really spoken to you, keeping to themselves. Then they disperse further. You wander into this forest. You hear many different sounds of chirping, sort of the cicada buzz. You know, the different buzzings in this forest, different laughters from perhaps behind different knolls and all these things, and eventually, through these taller trees, you notice that there's this elegant, feminine figure that sort of glides through, and make a perception check.
I'm gonna go 13 through 17.
Okay.
I'm gonna do 8 to 11.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna actually use my ardor too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me another one.
17 through 1.
Okay. Yiku, you notice that this person has very white skin, and that there's this sort of ruby red stain that travels down her lower jaw, down her neck, onto her breasts. You see that she has these very dazzling eyes, and they are focused upon specifically you.
Oh no.
Oh. What do I notice?
You see that there's this lightly garbed woman, scantily clad, sort of gliding through the air. That there is this. She has this sort of semi-translucent tunic on that sort of flows through her like a dress, and she has this jet black hair that is also flowing as if there were wind there, but there is none.
Okay.
She says, "Greetings, lucky ones. I see you're new to this forest," and her eyes just sort of
Fixed on
center
me.
on Yaku.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What are your names?
Who's asking?
Just a friend. My name is Ulia.
Julia. And where are you from, Julia?
Many places.
Well, what use do you have for our names?
Well, I wish to know who it is I will be getting to know. Her voice is like super sultry.
Yeah. Mashu, I don't think that this...
Darlings, it is very fortunate that you found me first.
Found who?
Myself?
And your name is?
Ulia.
Julia.
Ulia. Yes.
I don't think this Julia character is very...
And what is your proper name?
She sort of glides down. She says, "What use is there for propriety amongst friends?" And she sort of gently reaches her arm around and caresses your chin and your beard. And she sort of like it it gives her energy as she does so. Like she's more virile than she was before.
Yeah. How do I feel? If she does
You tell me. I don't know.
that?
There's no
she didn't-
effect.
There's no effect on me from that.
She
just
seems to become more enrapturing as she does that, to a
Okay.
small extent.
Mm.
What business do you have in fertility?
I say we have some very straightforward business, and we will be about it now. We're
Mm.
passing through here.
I see.
Yes.
Have you ever been here before?
I'm gonna let you go. You feel that, especially since
Yes.
she keeps looking at you.
Yes, we've been here before. We know exactly where we're going, and we know exactly what we're doing. We'll be on our way now. Thank you.
My darlings, I don't wish for anything bad to happen to you. You see, there are many vampires in this forest like myself, and they would not be so kind to you as I am.
Vampires, you say?
Indeed.
As in, not properly living, not properly dead?
Do you think I am not properly living? And she sort of prompts herself, sort of like, here I am. You know what I mean?
And I
Yeah.
I think Mashru goes, figuratively, no.
What do you want?
Well, I've not seen a pair of gentlemen as sterling as yourselves walk through this wood for a while. I think it would be a waste if your blood were so spilt by someone other than myself, but I wish to love you.
She wants to turn us into vampires.
Do you say that to me?
Yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I'm not hungry right now, but I may be later. And you smell so sweet, the
What's-
both of you.
What's going to stop you from turning us into vampires when you're hungry?
I mean, if that's what happens, it might happen. It's not that bad.
We'll be on our way.
Yes,
We need
we
to-
shall be on our way.
We continue walking.
And she sort of glides after you. She says, "My loves, I don't think you understand me.
Don't look at her.
No.
Don't look at her.
I can protect you here."
We have our shields. We have our swords. We are fine. Thank you.
And as you say this, she sort of glides around, and whereas her body was once very much a physical thing because it touched you and it affected your beard, she sort of wraps around you, Yaku, and her body is like a rubber band, almost like elastic, and she comes around, and like the top half of her torso swivels around your body as she glides, and then the second half follows in like this weird snaky fashion.
Mhm.
She says, "Dear, I'm afraid you don't understand. I wish to give you knowledge, my love."
You have until you get the slightest bit hungry to tell us what you want to tell us and ask what you want to ask, and then we will be on our way.
Enter into a pact with me. I will take a small taste of you now, and then you may call upon my name, and I will answer you wherever you are, my love.
All right.
And then when the day comes, if you should so expire, simply give to me the blood which you have.
I think
I won't bite. Not hard.
I think I want to try to instead of giving her my blood, I want to manipulate her into thinking that my viper venom is my blood.
It's up to you, man.
Talk it out. Tell me what you say, and then we'll roll.
No, do your thing. Do your thing.
I'm going to very sneakily reach into my pocket where I have my viper venom and just dab a little bit onto my fingertip.
Okay, yeah, that would be thievery. Would be that.
Thievery.
We'd make a
Okay.
roll.
Okay. And do I have a range for that?
Yeah, it would be 2.
Just 2? Alright,
Mhm.
so I'm gonna do
And this would be
two numbers or like two.
You would say
so
the
three
number that you
numbers, right?
choose, and then you
Yeah.
add 2 to that. So then, like, if you
Okay.
chose 16, it'd be 16 through 18.
I'm gonna do 15 and 17.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, so as you sort of do your due, she sees what you're doing, and it's almost like, not that she has eyes in the back of her head, but she sees with another dimension, right? She can sort of sense your intent almost. She says, "Dear, we've no need for trickery here.
Bitch.
Yeah, man.
No, it's not like I'm trying to poison her.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get her to taste something else other than blood.
If-
Okay. You're not getting my blood. You're not getting it now. You're not getting it later. I'm not going to enter into any sort of pact with you. And neither is Marshfruit. Shit, I said your name.
This is a sad day. Be it as you wish, my loves. Perhaps I will find you again. Before they do."
What do you mean they? The other vampires.
Of course.
And the pact that you wish for us to make with you is so that we might call upon you.
Indeed.
And I'm going to guess when we call upon you, you will require more of our blood.
Oh, no. Simply that when it is your time, that you would allow me to be the one who tastes it rather than another.
And you wish to do what with our blood? Just satiate yourself?
My dear mortals, have you ever... You have wine where you come from?
Yes.
Indeed. It is the same.
Well,
And you two are very intoxicating.
allow me to perhaps offer, if it might assist us, a taste of mine.
I wouldn't.
It is your choice.
I have a reason to believe that once she tastes your blood, she can do things. Perhaps control.
My dear, I wish not to control you.
Or once she gets a taste, she can't resist anymore.
I want to see if she's alive.
Yeah. That would be an insight check. You wouldn't get any reach for this, but you could boost it if you so desire by spending vigor.
I'm just gonna guess 12.
12. You can sense that she is being sincere in everything that she says for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah, because she seems to almost be drunk as she is talking to you. And because of this lack of self-control, she's sort of displaying her desires plainly, right?
I'm going to prick my finger. And offer.
She sort of, this wide smile flashes across her face, and you notice that her mouth is a bit longer, wider than would be originally understood to be.
She's Steven Tyler mouthed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
And then
And,
as she does this,
and she's got a Gene Simmons tongue
I'm
to top
going-
it off.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to flick the blood from my finger, kind of backhand
You don't
flick it
wanna
onto
touch
the
you.
tongue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No. And she says,
Slow motion blood drops.
Catch it.
"I like your style, mushroom. So we are conjoined. Call upon my name. Let forth a little more of that honey, and I'll be right there, honey."
Beautiful.
And she sort of winks at you, and she gives you a little kiss.
Oh, you're so creepy.
"I'll get you soon, Yaku." And as she says that, the how
How did
she
you know my name?
You said it, didn't you?
I said his name.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll.
But we're
She doesn't-
conjoined now, so now she knows your name.
Dude, this is what I was worried about.
No, that was my mistake.
Okay.
I'll get you later. And she sort of winks at you. And then she sort of drifts off. And y'all's and after she does so, she's like, "Y'all, you're a fairy."
Mm-hmm.
She
My
says,
fairy. My sprite.
"That probably wasn't the best idea, but
You said it yourself. I'm the brains. You're the brawn. Listen to me when I speak.
She said we could call upon her. For
And Mushroom?
assistance.
We have
Think
an
about it.
assistant with us.
you want to write down pact with Ulya,
Okay.
Ulya.
Naive
As a
dumbass. Put that down.
UYLA?
UL.
ULYA?
Yeah, and you want to say pact
Pact
with
with.
ULYA.
Okay.
So, as you wander through the forest, y'all sort of explains to you, this is the evergreen wood. These guys are kind of dicks, but they're okay. I would watch out for the manky sprites, but if we can avoid those on our way to White Lake, it'll all be fine.
Wonderful. Well, let us continue.
Yeah.
Also, y'all, I would advise you in the future not to advise me.
Have it your way.
Do you not have your own pacts, y'all? Are you not in a pact with Rahl Mordek?
Indeed I am. But,
It would seem to me that this whole world is built upon treatises and pacts and agreements and who's connected to who and who is in conflict with who. And where I come from, we have a phrase, and I turn to Yaku when I say this, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
I believe that phrase is everywhere.
indeed, ubiquitous. Sure. Let's just get there, okay? So, yeah, you wander towards White Lake. As you get closer, you begin to smell that the air becomes more moist,
Ooh.
Not
Damp
necessarily
dank.
humid, but
Dank.
yeah, not dank in a bad way. It's fresh water you can smell.
Ooh,
It's sort of like this
finally.
mineral water, right? But yeah, make a perception check. Both the
4.
4,
13.
13. You got it, Yaku. From behind you, you hear this rustling that's sort of abrupt, however faint, and out of it rushes forth this giant monster.
Ooh, what does it look like?
It, it looks like a frog and a man mixed together.
Oof.
And it sort of doesn't say anything, but it tries to reach out and grab you as fast as possible. Haste check.
I'm gonna do a little bounce away from that. Yeah.
Haste check.
Yes.
17.
Okay.
11.
17. Yeah, so, alright. It's gonna attack you, Jake.
Okay.
So give me a dodge check. This is gonna be your defense, which is 9. So you're gonna add 9 to this.
So alright, so just I have a 9 reach here.
Yeah, you want to not match any of my numbers.
Okay. I'm gonna do 1 to 9.
1 to 9.
1 to 9.
Awesome. Yeah, you see that this this big hulking beast with its boiled skin, it's got all these like boils and like different like warts.
Toad warts.
Yeah. It comes at you with its 4-fingered arms, and it just lunges. And it's like, and you're able to evade it.
Yeah.
How big is it?
Bigger than you. It's probably 9 feet tall, and its shoulders are like 3 men.
And it comes out of the lake?
No, it comes out from behind you.
Oh, from behind us. Okay. And so as it misses him, does it go into the lake?
No, you're not yet at the lakefront,
Okay.
but you're approaching.
Okay. And so obviously now its back is to us
Yeah.
as it's rushed past him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And now it is your actions.
You want to go first since you just dodged it?
Yeah, I just dodged it, and I'm going to try and give him a little jab.
All right.
With my spear.
Yeah. Give me the check.
All right, and what's my
0.
All right, 0. So
combat.
just like I'm just gonna go with 10.
10?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You jab at it with your spear, and you find that you miscalculated the weight at the end of the spear. And as you jab forth, it misses, and it sort of hulks in front of you, and it tries to swipe at you again.
Okay.
So yeah, give me another
I think for this one, I'm going to raise the
parry.
shield.
Okay, so you
Yes.
spend.
Was that its reaction to him?
Yes.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
this and it swipes
So
instead.
I don't get an action before it gets a reaction?
Yeah, because it's action, reaction, action,
Okay.
reaction.
Okay.
So yeah. Give me a
Alright.
check.
All right, so I have 3 reach on this, right? Because I'm using the shield.
No, this makes it an
Alright.
epic check, so he has to get 2 circles correct in order to hit you once.
Okay. All right, so I'm just giving you one number again.
You're giving me one number, then you give me another number.
Okay, I'm gonna do 7.
7? Okay. Give me the next one.
18.
Yeah, so it, with its long amphibian muscled arms, it sort of grabs you, and it can take hold of you, and you sustain 2 damage because your armor is 2, and now you're
Oh, my
grabbed.
armor is 2 now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So now you're at vigor 3, and y'all cries out, "Hey, we should leave. This isn't good, you guys. I swear. If this makes me look bad with Ral, I'm gonna find your souls." She seems unenthused
Yeah.
at your peril.
I'd love to leave.
Yeah, but he's already grappled, so
I am.
Her
within
saying
the
we
fists.
should leave is like, that's kaput at this point.
Yeah.
So
She's even
she's
said
She's trying to get you to ditch me.
it. No.
So
First off, I don't care for y'all already anyway. She's just here to help us and do what I say. I'm
thank you.
now that this thing's entangled with Yaku.
Yep.
It's an amphibian. It's a frog-like thing, right? Muscly.
As
frog.
far as you can tell.
Big eyes, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm taking this arm
Yeah.
and I'm going through an eye.
Mm.
Because I want to, like, kill this thing as quickly as possible.
So you boost the attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to boost that.
So spend 1 vigor. So you'll be at 4.
Okay.
And then damage will be doubled. And
Okay.
then give me that check whenever you're ready.
Is there any, like,
Punch this
do
through.
I add anything to
Oblivion.
that?
It's your underhand, so you'll add 3.
So I'll add 3?
Yep.
I'm going to go 8 to 11.
Okay, yeah. You're able to pile drive this sucker right in the face.
Oh man, dude! So that's awesome. I'm jumping back, and I'm like,
Yeah, tell me what
I'm
happens.
actually gonna do this. Like right before I punch it, right before I do this, I look at y'all and I just go, and I jump up, and then like I'm feeling good. This is the first time I've actually been like prize fighter moment
Yeah,
in a long time, and I've taken down smarter creatures.
Then
Totally.
this frog
So just-
man.
I jump up and like piston action, like Megalobox, just
yeah.
like yeah, through this thing's eye. How does that play out?
It's pretty good. Yeah, so you see that he is now just sort of dazed almost. He drops Yaku to the ground.
And missing an eye.
Yeah, no, you puncture.
Okay. Oh,
And-
cool. Cool. I wanted to add on to that now
Yeah.
that I've punctured through.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Because I'm in there.
Mhm.
So I want to do this once I'm in there. Because it's all soft material. I just want to take my hand and all the pistons and the power behind it and expand it and then twist on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let you do that if you spend another vigor, and then you'll deal 2 more damage.
Deal.
Okay. Yeah, so this thing sort of starts to let out this gigantic croaking scream. And then it doubles backward as you release the jelly as
Does
it
it drop
oozes out
me?
of its eye.
Does it drop me?
Yeah, it drops you,
Okay.
but you need to make a falter check. You're prone on the ground now, so that you don't like drop your weapons and stuff. Your
Okay.
shield and spear.
I'm gonna hit 15.
15? Okay. Yeah, so you drop your shield and spear on the way down.
Okay.
Because this is probably the first battle that you ever actually wielded a shield and a spear.
Right.
This is probably one of your first battles that isn't like a knifing in the back alley.
Right.
And you're kind of off guard. Even though your wits are about you, you were able to see the beast as it came forth. But as it sort of cries out, you see its 2 hulking arms sort of cover its eyeball, and it doubles backwards. And as it cries out like this, 2 of these fir trees, they start to move. And there's this sort of cracking noise. They both double back, and they slam into the ground where this thing is, and in the general direction. So each of you, I need you to make a falter check to see if it catches you or not. So, Yaku, you can go first.
I just want to hit it with a. I'm gonna just look here.
You got this one too.
Oh right, I have mine here. I gotta get a good look at it.
And you're adding 7 to this.
Adding 7. Let's see here. I'm gonna do 7 to 14.
7 to 14? Okay, yeah. You're able to see all this happen. You roll to the side away from your weapons, and this big fir tree just comes down onto the ground. Mushroom.
No, if I was gonna say I feel good about his check. I'm basically doubling down on that.
So, wait, what?
7?
Seven?
You told me to make a falter check. Yeah,
Yeah,
you should have
okay.
let us both make it.
Yeah, he was
I
gonna.
was gonna
he
say
was
I'm
gonna
doubling down
piggyback
on that. I
mine.
feel
Gotcha,
good on that. Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this fir tree comes down, and it just wallops the hell out of you.
Wait, so ours aren't the same?
No,
Well,
they're each
see,
two
because he
separate.
already gave me that.
Even
one,
though it
then-
happens at the same time.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
both dodging. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you sustain.
You would have been good if you piggybacked on my thing
4
before
damage.
He gave it to me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, right. But he
Yeah.
had already told me what happened, so
Oh,
you
geez.
can't after the fact. You can't be like,
Alright.
yeah, I'll take that too.
4 damage.
Okay.
And
Wait.
so yeah, you'll have a wound of 1. And you're at 0 vigor. And you, after all this happens, actually, like the beast, he sort of crumbles on top of you, and as he is like the main, he gets it like at the cross section, right? Because he was the one that was the most ruckus.
But he doubled backwards, so he's not near me.
He's 9 feet tall and he falls forward.
He's 9 feet tall?
Yeah,
but
That's what he said.
But he went backward, like away from
he
us.
doubled backward
Yeah.
2 or 3 steps.
Okay.
And like you can feel his head
Mhm.
sort of covering like half of your leg,
Mhm.
and like another one of his limbs is sort of like on
Yeah, so his limb came up. So he's probably like 13, 14
Okay.
feet tall now.
a portion of your golden arm. But then like so it blunts the damage that comes in at you,
Yeah.
but like it hits you in the chest really hard, and that you sort of got the wind knocked out of you.
Yeah.
You feel some of your ribs like cracking a little bit.
Mhm.
So write down damaged rib here.
Okay.
After this initial dust settles, these trees, they sort of come back up, and as they do so, you see that the curling of the top of its branch, so like as it goes forth, coniferous trees are basically like a Christmas tree. So then it curls the top of its main stalk, right? And it sort of grabs this frog beast and hurls it way off into wherever the hell. And it is no more.
Blasting off again.
Yeah, exactly. So, y'all sees what just happened. Like, this is what happens when you fend the forest, you guys. Did you not hear the alchemist before? Like, were you not paying attention?
The forest was going to eat him. That frog was going to eat him if I didn't stop it.
Yeah.
So the forest offended us.
No, that was just a beast. I'm talking about did you see them?
The trees.
She points to the trees.
Yeah? That beast was going to eat him. And so what... Y'all, I don't understand. What is the proper go-ahead when your friend is going to be eaten by a beast? Do you not kill the beast? Y'all? What is the logic that is applied here?
There's just better ways of doing it, is all I'm saying.
Tell that to the beast next time, y'all.
I may very well do so. And then she continues to, get you towards the thing.
Wonderful. I'm injured. Let's go back to the alchemist.
I don't think there's any need to turn around. I might be able to fix him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that scene ends, so afterwards you each regain 1 vigor. And now, do you sort of set up a little bit and stop for a while? Is that what's happening?
Mashu, there's no reason for us to go all the way back to
Fine.
the alchemist. I might be able to fix you up right here, and then we can continue.
All right.
Do I do some sort of check or?
Yeah. Give me 1 with your herbalism. Which
Yeah,
is
I have
2.
herbalism too, so I have a reach. I have a reach of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do 10 to 12.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to sort of like find out where on his chest the pain is coming from, and what items do you have on you?
I have, as of now, I still have half of my vial of cumin.
Mm-hmm.
I have Wolfbane and Venom, so that those aren't really going to help us here. Looks like that's all I have here.
Well, we'll say you have some general
yeah,
trace supplies.
probably have some of my basic stuff.
Wait, didn't you pick something up from the Mongol way back? And you
Was it cinnamon?
no
Can
when
you use that?
before you passed through after we got the horse, you were making a vial or something to help someone.
Oh, right.
So we'll say
Yeah.
that you'll expend the latter half of that,
All right. Okay.
and you're able to sort of bandage him up, and you've regained 2 more vigor.
Okay.
Yep. So you eventually get to the White Lake clearing,
Mhm.
and you can just sort of feel like there's this fresh breath of air coming into your lungs for the first time in forever. Like there isn't this lingering aura of like undertones of like shit. The air is clear here, but it actually reminds you of not like sulfur, but like different minerals, and
water.
good things sprouting up from this lake, and you can see that there's actually kind of these bubbles that are coming up from the water, and it is quite clear, but then there's this thin, foggy mist of white that covers it. You can also see some stuff amongst the border of this place, and there's like movement, just like a watering hole essentially. You also see on the other side of the lake that there is this small little dock made out of stone, as far as you can tell. And as you come here, y'all very quickly, she sort of dives in to the lake, and you see that she scoops up some water and drinks it.
Seeing that y'all does this, I will also grab a little bit of water with my hand and kind of like
Okay.
splash it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, don't drink it yet.
No.
I ask y'all, is this water safe for?
Absolutely.
Us?
This is some of the finest water you'll ever get.
All right,
Wonderful. I will also
let's indulge.
step.
All right, yeah. Do you have any
Splash
containers?
myself.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
You have the wineskins, right?
I don't have wineskins.
You don't?
No, I have a sackcloth. I have coin purses. I don't have.
Wait,
any.
do you have extra stuff down here?
Do
Is
I?
that stuff or is that backstory?
Sackcloth.
Anyways, yeah, you lap up the
No.
water,
I don't have any
and you
containers.
regain one more vigor.
Hooray! Do I get vigor too? Cause all right, cool. So I'm back up to 5.
And she says,
I had a quick question.
"Yeah,
About my invisible sackcloth.
yeah.
How big is this sackcloth? Is it like a cloak?
It's not as big as a cloak. It's more around. It could cover like your head and shoulders if you were to unravel it, but it's not like a full thing.
All right, so
But it has a lot of utility regardless.
Right, of course. Okay.
Whatever you cover it in is shrouded and hidden.
Now, I would bet if we were to take some of the foliage from around this place and line the sackcloth and fold it around and tie it off, we could probably hold some of this water in it.
That's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
thinking we could probably take some. Some
Are you
leaves,
saying this in
something.
character?
Yes.
Yeah.
He also says, "No, you do not want to break off any branch."
Oh.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't
Of
offend
course.
the forest. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Let me see what else I have. Well, what are my coin purses made of?
Regular cloth.
Regular cloth, alright, so it won't contain water. They're not leather.
Yeah, no, they
Okay.
weren't designed for that.
Okay. Alright, well, it looks like we have to hydrate ourselves as best we can now because we are not going to be able to take any of this with us.
Wonderful. Let's
Take a break.
hydrate, take a break.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as you do this, you're able to rest a bit more, and you regain max vigor. And
Which is 5?
Yep.
Alright, I was already at 5, so I'm good.
Yeah. And
I got it from the water.
you see that above, the smoke that used to be like everywhere is starting to dissipate.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all says, you know, things are going to take a little while to clear up over there. And she points to the tower. We might want to visit the village on the other side. And she points to the port.
Okay. I'll take her advice.
Yeah, so you come around, and as you traverse the forest, you notice that there are these several different fairies that are going here and there, and you begin to see that there are different flowers. And you see that there are these fairies that have this like red brownish skin, and they're riding these hefty bees. They're like the size of a grapefruit, I would say.
Yeah.
And she.
What are those, y'all?
That's the honey click. They're okay if you treat them right, but they only ever want that stuff. And she points to the flowers.
For what?
Well, I mean, like,
For their honey.
yeah.
I
Do you
would
not have
imagine.
bees where you're from?
Is it valuable?
To them, yeah.
Is it valuable to anyone else?
I mean, it tastes really good. It's sort of intoxicating.
Is this part of the same forest?
Yeah.
We're all in this. Okay.
It's still green trees, as far as you can
And
tell.
in this town that we're going to, perhaps we could sell some of this honey?
Yes, but it would probably be more hassle-some than not to.
Mashru, if you're thinking about stealing some of this honey to
I am.
sell,
I'll be honest, yes.
I'm going to be straightforward with you. That's idiotic, and I strongly advise against it. I think we should see what this town has to offer before we start stealing fairies' honey. I think that they are at
Alright.
an advantage here.
But do me a favor.
Do not advise you.
Think about it.
Okay, I will think about it while we're in the town.
Alright,
It's not far.
think about it.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So you all end up at the town. You see that there are these 3 separate mud huts, as you will, and yes, they're made of shit. Sorry.
Sick.
Yeah.
Of course.
And you see that one of them is very large. The other 2 are quite small. The 2 smaller ones are perhaps big enough to hold 1 family, but the larger one, it could hold around 6. You see that they're actually topped with this very withered and dry wood branches, and they're scraggly, and there's like vines intertwined from them. As you get there, you notice that the town is empty. Sans one figure that stands in the center. There is this black-furred creature standing on 2 legs. He's quite gaunt. And from his shoulders, there sprout 2 heads of a goat. One looks forward, the other looks back. And in his chest, there is this hole, and you see something moving inside of it.
Say, hey, you guys got something in common.
So,
Oh, ha ha.
Holes in your chest.
you see that this figure walks into one of the smaller huts, and he pulls out this dead body behind him.
Okay.
And he's a bit far off. But here's where we will break after I get soliloquies from each of you.
Yeah, I'll start. I think I'm finally starting to get to the bottom of why me and Mashru don't recognize each other. I feel as though we're starting to become friends, although he believes that we have been friends for quite some time. He's got my back, and I've got his. I still need to find Alfar, and I'm not exactly comfortable, but I'm coming to terms that we may be stuck here for a long time or forever.
Awesome.
Seacrest out.
Yeah. So you'll get 6 experience for the group. Is now at 6.
Okay.
Mashru now at 6.
I think Mashru's internal monologue runs something like, this world is built on pacts. That's all I've seen left and right. And I will do everything that I can to make this world mine. If I am to be stuck here, it will be on my own terms. I also think he's kind of like rejoicing because he had that little triumphant moment where he like knocked that frog out.
Yeah.
And he's sort of like, he's picking it up. He's like, all right, don't offend the forest. Find another place to kill things.
Yes.
And then he also is like, well, maybe that's why everything's made of shit. And I think lastly, he's just like, let's just get off far so I can establish my own goals.
I do appreciate you putting your goals to the side.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
we can find Alfar because he will be very useful to us.
He's going to sync up the group.
Right. He's definitely gonna tie some shit in.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. So another experience point. We'll
Okay.
end at 7 for this session.
Okay.
And
Because normally I'd be down to steal the honey, but I'd feel because I've been holding off on my thievery stuff because I'm not as good without Alfar. You know what I mean?
totes.
Alfar's like if I'm trying to steal the key that this guy's got in the ring behind him, I can't do that. So what I'm gonna do is use my manipulation to talk him and keep him interested while I send Alfar around back to do it. You
I
know
like
what
it.
mean? Like
I
I
respect it.
can't do that with stuff without him.
That's true.
Awesome. So, gentlemen, until next time, may your sagas be vehement and glorious.
Yay.